The ES-335 and the Les Paul are without a doubt some of the most iconic guitars of all time. But why do some people prefer the 335 over the Les Paul and vice versa? Personally, I was always a Les Paul guy for most of my guitar playing years. But then I finally got to pick up a 335, and that's when it totally just flipped the script. I 100% prefer a 335 over a Les Paul in almost any situation, and I'll explain why in just a second. I'll also run some tone comparisons, going over some clean and crunch sounds so you can kind of hear the differences, and then that will help lead this discussion. So for the clean tones, the 335 seems to be a bit more warmer, where the Les Paul sounds a little bit more jangly and bright. Now, obviously, you notice that there are two different pickups in each of these guitars. In the 335, I believe it's Alnico 3, and in the Les Paul, I know they're just zebra pickups. Now, the difference in tone, I will admit, does have a little bit to do with this, but it's not the entire factor. Now, for the crunch sounds, the differences are very minimal, but the 335 seems to be a little bit more tapered back in a controlled kind of way, whereas the Les Paul rocks a little bit harder in a more sporadic kind of way. They both sound great, but as we could have assumed, the 335 feels to me and sounds a bit more resonant due to its semi-hollow construction, whereas the Les Paul is solid and is constructed differently. The 335 is known for being one of the most versatile guitars out there. The range of sounds and tones it can produce can hit all genres: jazz, blues, rock, indie rock, country, you name it. Now, who's to say you can't do that on a Les Paul? You totally can, but I think the Les Paul shines its brightest in that rock genre. The 335 definitely still holds up in that rock genre, but honestly, if I were to put them head to head in a battle, I would put my money on the Les Paul. Now, as I hit my late 20s and kind of start to take my guitar playing more serious in a professional kind of way, the 335 is now just the best choice for me. I can use it for those jazz / neo soul gigs, and then deep into the night I can play those underground punk shows. It just takes care of all the elements you'll need as a musician. Now, this isn't to say the Les Paul can't do those things. It totally can. I just think the 335 does everything equally well, whereas the Les Paul can do most of those things well, but really shines through in that rock genre. So what are your thoughts on this debate? Let me know down in the comments below. If you want to hear more about the 335, you can check out this video right here where I dive more deeply into why it's so versatile. I also really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. If you want to see more like this, then make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. I'm also on TikTok, which is probably my most popular platform. I post way more consistently on there. I do skit videos, guitar lessons, tips and tricks, all that stuff. So I guess I'll see you wherever you see me next, and thanks again for watching.